fire in a residential building in the Bronx on Sunday left 19 people dead, including 9 children, and dozens more injured. That's according to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The fire broke out around 11 a.m. in a 19-floor apartment building. The city's fire commissioner told reporters some 200 firefighters helped put out the blaze. Its cause was not immediately known. The commissioner said the smoke had spread to every floor of the building, likely because the door to the apartment where it started was left open, and that victims had suffered from significant smoke inhalation.
Myanmar's former leader Aung San Suu Kyi was sentenced to a further 4 years in jail on Monday. That's according to a source familiar with proceedings. Suu Kyi was found guilty of several charges, including possession of unlicensed walkie-talkies and breaching the natural disaster management law related to coronavirus rules. The Nobel laureate is on trial in nearly a dozen cases that carry combined maximum sentences of more than 100 years in prison. She denies all charges. Her supporters say the cases against her are baseless and designed to end her political career while the military consolidates power.
Close calls don't come much closer. A crashed plane on the tracks. Look again, closer. As the train races towards them, police are saving the pilot. And this is how it looked to them. Caught on bodycam as that horn blasted, they desperately try to free the trapped man. Every life here in mortal danger.
Go, 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 go!
From rescue to wreck was just 5 seconds.
Go, 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 go!
Los Angeles police in a scene straight out of Hollywood. Apart from cuts and bruises to the pilot, all involved are okay. After losing power shortly after takeoff at a nearby airport, he made an emergency landing in the worst possible place. Saved by police with the best possible timing.
Rising tensions over Ukraine will be at the top of the agenda in talks set to take place in Geneva between US and Russian officials. Worries have been mounting over Russia's military build-up close to its border with Ukraine. Russia is pushing for a deal to make sure Ukraine is not allowed to join NATO, but the US says it will not make any firm commitments during the talks. In eastern Ukraine, troops remain on high alert amid fears of a Russian invasion. Brussels has been excluded from the talks in Geneva, but says Europe must be allowed to take part in the negotiations.
A leading Sudanese protest group on Sunday rejected a United Nations initiative to hold talks with the military aimed at restoring the country's democratic transition following an October coup. The move suggests Sudan's political deadlocks and relentless street protests are likely to continue, with at least 60 people killed since military takeover. The UN offer Saturdays came a week after embattled Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok resigned, citing a failure to reach compromise between the generals and the pro-democracy movement. The October 25th coup scuttled hopes for a peaceful transition over 2 years after a popular uprising forced a military overthrow of long-time ruler Omar al-Bashir.
Somali leaders announced on Sunday they had struck a deal to hold repeatedly delayed parliamentary elections by February 25th. The agreement followed days of talks hosted by Prime Minister Hussein Roble with regional leaders to try to defuse a bitter political crisis. Disagreements between Roble and President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo have been blamed for delaying the exercise. Lower house elections will be completed by February 25, 2022. Last February, President Farmajo's mandate expired, further deepening the country's political crisis.
World number one Novak Djokovic should now be free from immigration detention. A short time ago, the tennis champion won his federal court battle over the cancellation of his visa to enter the country so he can play in the Australian Open.
It was, Lockie, good evening. Extraordinary scenes outside the federal court as Novak Djokovic won his appeal against the Commonwealth. The judge presiding over the matter ordering that the decision to cancel his visa on arrival in Australia be quashed, that Novak Djokovic be released from detention and have his passport and personal belongings returned. But extraordinary as that all is, it's not the end of the story just yet. Lawyers acting for the Commonwealth have flagged that Immigration Minister Alex Hawke retains the discretionary power to cancel Novak Djokovic's visa anyway. Now, if cancelled, that would potentially see him barred from re-entering Australia for the next 3 years.
We're learning late this evening that Bob Saget has died. The actor and comedian, best known for his starring role as Danny Tanner in the TV show Full House, was found dead today in a hotel room in Orlando. Authorities say there were no signs of drug use or foul play. He was 65 years old.
Boxers, highly skilled athletes, or bullies in shorts?
As Danny Tanner of Full House fame,
DJ, can I talk to you?
Bob Saget gained the reputation as the quintessential family man.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Saget, and this is a new suit.
And as host of America's Funniest Home Videos for nearly a decade, Saget became synonymous with making people laugh. As recently as last night, he was doing what he loved, stand-up comedy in Florida. But hours after what would be his final routine, the 65-year-old was found dead in a hotel room in Orlando. Officials say they responded to the hotel Sunday afternoon, where he was pronounced dead at the scene. The circumstances of his death remain unclear, but detectives say they found no signs of foul play or drug use.